Just words. You are important. Powerfully simple, simply powerful. Now, some may say, John, those are just words, just 3 words. And my response is, yes, you're correct. They're just words, just 3 words. Just like I'm dead inside. Earlier this year, while working with a group of 8th grade students, we were conducting a program, and there was a young lady sitting in the class among her peers. She had on a black shirt with a big yellow Post-it in the center of her chest. As I got closer, I noticed that on this Post-it, it said, I'm dead inside. I want to take you on a journey. I want you to go with me all the way back to yesterday morning when you woke up. Or for some of you, maybe it was yesterday midday. And I want you to come with me all the way to this moment. How many of you have had someone to come in and to specifically use these words? You are important. How many have had someone to come in to affirm your greatness? For most of us, the answer is no. Now, we have had people to come in and to share with us destructive, negative messages. Many of us have had people to come in and either say or show us belittling, offensive, or demeaning statements, and to scream at us through those messages that we don't matter, that our opinions don't count, that we don't have the desired qualities or traits. According to dictionary.com, word is defined as a unit of language comprised of one or more spoken sounds or their written representation that serve as the principal carrier of meaning. The same dictionary that has words that hurt, words that divide, words of hate, also have words that heal, words that unite, words of love. How many of us have heard this old adage? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me. How many of us have had some people to speak words that either intentionally or unintentionally caused harm? Earlier this year, I was introduced to Dr. Nadine Burke, and she introduced me to a concept called adverse childhood experiences, or also known as ACEs. And she said that those ACEs, the longer that we are exposed to the longer we have our youth exposed to those ACEs, the greater the likelihood that they're going to experience disease, social or emotional problems. On the website, stopabusecampaign.org, I've had this statement. It says that as we have those ACEs to continue, that increases the likelihood that we're going to experience chronic pulmonary lung disease, or cancer, or depression. In fact, on the website, there is this chart, and it says that for those, the consequences of having 4 or more ACEs, and I'll give you some examples of ACEs. ACEs could be sexual, physical, verbal, mental abuse. ACEs could be a dysfunctional family. But it says on that chart that if you have 4 or more ACEs, it increases the likelihood that you're going to experience these types of situations. The likelihood of chronic pulmonary lung disease, 390%. Hepatitis, 240%. Depression, 460%. Attempted suicide, 1,220%. There are agencies, federal and private, such as the Occupational Safety and Health Administration or the National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, whose primary function is to identify hazards or risks associated with doing certain jobs. They look at things like chemicals. They look at noise pollution or long-term exposure to noise. They look at confined spaces, height safety, fall safety, building construction, roadway construction. And these agencies, their primary duty is to identify these hazards or risks, and they come up with safeguards to mitigate any dangers that may be associated to the employee. For chemicals or COVID, they recommend masks. For noise pollution, they recommend earplugs. For confined spaces, they have instruments that can extract you in the case of an emergency. Fall safety, height safety, they have straps. For construction, they have hard hats, they have goggles, they have gloves. For roadway safety, they have signs. I find it so interesting that in one of the most advanced countries in the nation, with the technology to have driverless vehicles, pilotless planes, unmanned spacecrafts, that we have individuals in our society who are daily exposed to adverse conditions without any consistent effort to measure, monitor, minimize, or eliminate those adverse conditions. Well, I, along with the team of Motivate You of North Central Florida, we're on a mission to change the global perspective of self-worth and internal value. We will affirm the greatness of each individual through our "You Are Important" message. We will tell everyone, we'll exclude no one, we will reach someone with that message.